Well, what's up, gang? I made this video just a minute ago, but I didn't realize that I have my head chopped off. So let's hope I can explain this as well as I did in the last one. So it's a beautiful Monday morning. I'm here to talk about something that's very important to me and probably most of the people that follow me and most of the people that are going to see this. EPA, right? So this is going to have to do with basically our livelihood, the things that we enjoy. These right here, you know, this right here, right? Garage built. Thank you, Taylor. Love this shirt. So basically, this morning I woke up to see a video from PFI Speed, and if you haven't heard of them, they work with Cletus a lot. Cletus McFarland. I've seen them at Cletus Cars. They're a really cool group of people, and their whole mentality is, of course, they want to follow their dreams, which are build cars and have fun, and they want to help other people follow their dreams, which are building cars and having fun, right? So, people have had this mentality that, oh yeah, this ain't gonna happen. Just, don't worry about it. That's never gonna happen, right? Well, it's happening. The EPA audited and fined PFI Speed for selling piggyback computer tuning software. Not installing it, none of that, just selling it, right? So, by the standards of what the EPA wants for this situation, none of the cars in this garage or any of the cars that I've ever owned in my life would be legal. You can't have an aftermarket intake, you can't have any aftermarket tuning, all this other kinds of crap. You can't delete your, EGR or any of that stuff. You can't delete your catalytic converters or any of that, which of course is already a situation in a lot of states, but right? So by those standards, none of the cars that I have ever owned in my life would ever have been legal, or the cars that are in this garage. So why is this such a problem? Okay, because here's my thing about it. Now, of course, this doesn't meet the standards of everybody, but for me, these have kept me out of so much trouble in the sense of going out and partying, doing hard drugs, getting drunk all the time, doing stupid crap and everything like that, because I've been so wrapped up in these, and all of my money basically goes to these cars. I don't have the money or the time to do these other things, right? Now, of course, some people have nothing but money and time. Their decisions are their decisions. But for me, cars have kept me out of so much other stupid shit. And you say, oh, well, you've raced, that's stupid shit. It is, but I raced on my terms, which were none of that sideshow bullshit. Nobody from the front line, from the starting line and forward. No residential streets. Always out at night, like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. when there's no traffic. And if there was anything sketchy that I wasn't comfortable with, I left. It's that simple, right? So, my standards, my fun, my conscience. Some people don't have that. That's their decision, right? But, so we're going to talk about emissions, right? The whole problem with this is the emissions, right? Now, don't get the wrong idea about what I'm about to explain and the subject that I'm about to go on here, okay? I am by far not a vegan, nor am I against having any type of animal-based diet or killing animals or eating animals or anything like that. I grew up hunting out in the country, and I'm still going to continue to hunt. But I want to get on the situation of the livestock industry, right? If you've never seen The Game Changers on Netflix, just check it out. It's really eye-opening, okay? There was stuff in there that I had no idea about. Now, I'm not just talking about the diet side of it, I'm just talking about what I'm about to explain here. Over 3/4 of the agricultural land is used for livestock, right? Livestock farming and growing, right? 83%, that's the percentage, 83% of agricultural land is used for livestock. One hamburger patty equals 2,400 liters of water that was used for that livestock, for that cow, or whatever. right? 25% of our rivers don't reach the ocean anymore because of how much water we are using for the livestock industry and, of course, other agricultural industries, but by a vast amount, much more for the livestock industry. Okay? The livestock in the U.S. is responsible for more than 50 times the amount of waste than all the human population. 50 times more than the entire human population. So now we've got two things here. We've got the deforestation and destruction of land and other animals' habitats, right, for that agricultural land that's being used, and then the ecosystem being ruined by 50 times more waste than the human population. And humans are fucking disgusting. Okay? We're already screwing stuff up enough as it is with our waste and the plastic that we don't recycle and everything else, right? But 50 times more waste? You can't even imagine that. Like, you can't even picture it, how much difference that is, right? So that's ruining all the water, the ecosystem, and things like that, right? Now, on to emissions. The livestock industry is responsible for the same amount of emissions as all modes of transportation combined. Planes, trains, cars, everything. Even commercial airliners. Every mode of transportation. The livestock industry is responsible for the equal amount of emissions. Are we working towards anything there? Are we working towards fixing any of that stuff? Or anything? I haven't heard of anything. Have you? I didn't even know that was the problem. I didn't even know that it was that much, right? Because of course we're not going to know. That's not a part of our. It's not a part of our lives. It's not a part of our problem. It's not a part of our responsibility, right? Because we're just focusing on this. We're focusing on our pursuit of happiness, right? So the reason I bring that up is because, if they're going to try and come down on us, little people, and what we do to make us happy, then there needs to be some other changes going on here, okay? The government works for us. We don't work for the government. And I think they need to be reminded of that. I think they've lost sight of that. I think we have too. I think we have forgotten that. I think we've had too much of this mentality of, that won't happen. It'll be okay. It's not my problem. I think we've had way too much of that mentality going on, right? Now, this is a big problem because first it's going to be people like PFI Speed, and then it's going to be people like Texas Speed, and then it's going to be other people like Cletus McFarland, and on and on and on until we can't modify our cars at all anymore, except for cosmetically, and that's not okay, right? And you think, well, that, like I said, that's not going to happen. Well, it is already with guns. And you say, oh, that can't be compared. It can be in the sense of you give them an inch, they take a mile. And if you can't see that, then you're part of the problem. I'm just going to put it to you flat out. If you don't care, if you're not worried about it, and if you can't understand that, part of the problem. Whether you're a part of the car industry or not, I don't care how big you are in the car industry, you are part of the problem. Because this is not going to end well for us unless we do something, unless we act. Now, the RPM Act, I'm going to have a link for it down there below, but that's not going to be enough, okay? I'm not saying that you should share this video. Share the information, okay? Share the video, cool, but share the information. Do your own research, right? Look into this stuff. This stuff's very important, okay? There were some other pieces of information about that I wanted to go over, but I can't remember it right now. But please look into it, okay? This is not cool. I mean, there are already states that have emissions that you have to pass to be able to pass state inspection, to be able to use your car on the road. Now, I can understand that at some point, there needs to be some level, maybe, of regulation. Pretty soon it's going to be that, oh, you can't have a car that's louder than this decibel meter. They're already doing that in, I think, the UK, over in Europe. Right? It's not going to stop. All right. So if they're going to come down on us, there are a lot of other bigger problems with industry emissions and other problems with gosh, I can't even think now. I was doing so good on the first video, and now I can't even think. But other issues with our ecosystem that our cars cannot even equate to, right? And here's some news for you, EPA. Okay, if you come down on us to the point that we can't have our modified cars, we're just gonna buy cars like Hellcats, ZL1s, ZR1s, Z06s, and we're just gonna do the biggest fucking burnouts you've ever seen in your freaking life, just to give you a big fuck you. I mean, that's what's gonna happen if we don't stop them, because we're not gonna have basic bitch cars. It's just not in our blood. It's not how we do things. It's not what we want. It's not what we enjoy. This is our pursuit of happiness. This is what we enjoy. And if we don't do something, people are gonna take it away from us. Okay? So please do your research. Check out the RPM Act. We need to find a way to stand up against this. This cannot happen.